Sorry about that, but I just noticed that sometimes my video is recording. When it shuts down, it kind of kept everything I recorded and I don't have to start over. So unfortunately, you're going to see there's two videos today. I was almost done, and so I didn't want to start the recording from the beginning again like I normally do. I just wanted to touch base on this last little part here, the vertical line test. I love it when they give me a graph and they ask me for if it's a function or not. Now, on a vertical line test, if they give me a graph, all I do is look up and down. And if it only touches the graph in one spot on my vertical, so I just draw my pencil up and down, no matter where I'm on the graph, it only touches one time, no matter where I'm on the graph, it's a function. But if there's some place on the graph that I can draw a line that it would hit more than once, like this example, then it's not a function because this x value, let's say it's a 3, has a y value of a -1, maybe like a negative or +3, and maybe like a 7 or something. So that x value right there has 3 outputs or y values. Okay, so that would make it not a function. So here's another one. A lot of times, even though it's not linear, meaning a straight line, it's still a function because no matter where I drew my line on this graph, it would make only hit my graph one time, so that's a function. This one is not a graph or a function because if I drew a line, let's say for right here, and I could draw it anywhere, I would hit the graph 3 times there. So this one is not a function. This one was a function. And down here, this one here would not be a function because if I drew a line right there, this one's obviously not a function. I just wanted to talk, sometimes you'll see a graph that maybe goes something like this, and they'll have a dot like this, and it'll be a linear between those 2 points. I'm just borrowing this graph paper. And if I have an open circle and it goes this way, and let's say down to here, this still would be a function because if I drew my line right here, one dot is closed and one dot is open. So there's really only one dot on that value there. Okay. Now, if, for example, my dot came like this, let's say it was an open dot here and came down like this, then that would not be a function because if I drew my line right there, I would have 2 lines. So kind of pay attention to your dots. I think on your graphs today, you'll have something like that. Now that I restarted my video, I think I want to have to go pull up your practice sheet here real quick because there was something I wanted to talk about on that one as well for you online kids, because you're going to use the Google Forms to put your answers in. My kids in class are just going to be, they just turn their papers in and I grade them. On this last couple problems here, let's see. Not sure where I put your guys's. Let's see if this is it. Yeah, this is yours. So, print these off and do these, guys, and tell whether it's a function or not. So they're multiple choice for you guys. And so make sure you read, but I wanted to talk about, so since we're here, you see how they have an open circle here and an open circle. I can't draw on this, I don't think. I should be able to. Let me see if I can figure out where I'm supposed to be able to draw. So like these guys right here, open circle and open circle, that would still be considered a function because I don't have 2 solid dots. This one over here is not a function because I have a dot and a dot. If I drew a line right there on that graph, it would hit twice. All right, so what I was trying to get to is you have two different Google Forms to put your answers in. There's the first half and the second half because there's so many graphs. Okay, so you'll have to do your domains and ranges, and when you put them in, they're going to have little brackets here. I put brackets that your domains would be like on this one, -2, 0, 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but when you get down to 9 and 10, you'll have to look at the answers that I put on your Google form. So like the local grocery store charges 29 cents for each banana. Which of the following would be a possible domain? If you remember, domains are my x's. So since we're looking at bananas, I can only buy a banana, 2 bananas. I can't buy a decimal of a banana. So look at my answers there and pick the best answer. Over here, they're talking about possible ranges, so that would be my Y. And let's see what this one's about. At the end of the week, the owner of the restaurant empties quarters out of the gumball machine in front of the lobby. Which of the following would be possible ranges? So if I bought 1 gumball, well, how much did they say they were quarters? 1 would be 25 cents. 2 would be 50 cents. So if I had an answer like 26 cents, that would not be a possible range because you can't buy a partial part of a gumball. So ranges are my Y's, and so I'm looking for anything that's multiples of 25. All right? So that should really help you tremendously, but focus on domains and ranges is what the design of the sheet is supposed to be practicing. You know that ranges is my Y's, my output, and my X's and domains are my inputs. Okay? All right. Well, hopefully we'll make it through the video. Sorry about it being 2 videos, but I wasn't going to go record the whole thing all over again. All right. So with that, we will end it and see you tomorrow.